Oh, yes, the steel chops have settled in here well enough. Mind you, when they join us in praising the Lord, we sometimes wonder whether we're all thinking of the same wondrous works. Down at the pub, things have changed since the works came. They built on a smart new bar and a terrace. Very up to date it is. Aye, things are changing everywhere. With all the extra cars and lorries on the road, new filling stations and garages have sprung up. There's a difference in the traffic nowadays. In Newport, the corporation's built a new road bridge over the river. Hold-ups on the old one was something dreadful before that. Sometimes of the day it took you an hour to drive into town. Everybody felt some difference. It was good for some, of course, and bad for others. If you were buying a house, well, you'd left it too late. The prices in Newport went up £500 all round. Shops and offices, too. It was the demand. Wages went up, too, all round here. There's no doubt. There were more men earning more money and more women spending it.
Men came to work at Llanwern from all over Britain. Many from other steelworks, quite a lot from other industries. Some settled down better than others. A lot depended on how their wives settled into the new houses built for them. And a lot of that depended on how happy their children were in their new schools. The opening of the works meant a fresh start in life for a lot of people.
Well, you don't want a lecture, do you, on how to make steel? Every schoolboy seems to know that nowadays. At Spencer Works, we follow the same sequence of operations as other people. Only we think our methods are a bit better. For instance, we don't usually put raw iron ore into the blast furnaces. We sinter the ore, fuse it with coke, to make it easier to extract the iron. Our sinter plant is the largest in Britain, and the whole plant is controlled automatically. The mixture, the fuel, the water, and the flow of materials. Then the blast furnaces. They're the first in the country to be charged entirely by automatic controls. A fall in the level of the material in the furnace sets off the charging process. Hopper to conveyor, conveyor to skips, skips to furnace. It's all automatic. At the steelmaking plant, we use only the most modern process, LD converters, 3 of them. Each one produces 100 tons of molten steel every 45 minutes.
And a lot of fumes and dust into the bargain. The first year you were here, there was that red iron oxide dust over everything. I've heard of oxide daisies. I was getting oxide dahlias.
Well, I'll admit we've had our teething troubles. And a breakdown means either letting the dust get out until the fault's repaired or closing down the plant. And nobody wants that. I can't promise we'll never have any more breakdowns, but we'll do our best. And you know, we are the first steelworks to be built since the passing of the Clean Air Act. So we're pretty conscious of our responsibilities in that line. Our coke oven chimney has been built 250 feet high so that the smoke will be dispersed well above ground level. Our surplus coke oven gas is ignited and burnt. Sinter plant dust is prevented by electrostatic precipitators from escaping to the air. Even the slag we make is not piled in unsightly heaps. It is processed on the plant and made into material for surfacing roads.
Ah, yes, but what about those piles of coal and iron ore and what all lying around? In Llanwern, every time there's a sea breeze, we know what'll happen. We'll get the dust over everything.
Well admitted, the stockpiles are a problem after a spell of dry weather, and frankly, there's really very little we can do about it, though we're planning to try the effect of a screen of poplar trees. The people that get it worst, of course, are those in the road nearest the works. Some householders there wanted to move when we came, so we offered to buy their properties at a fair valuation, and then we let them to our own officials. If they find that their families are noticing any dust or fumes about, you can be sure they're the first to get on my tail.